Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a simple question. What would happen if you committed to improving just 1% every single day? Not 100%, not some giant leap, just 1%. The power of this small improvement is transformative. But here's the secret: you don't have to make drastic changes for your life to get dramatically better. You see, most people want overnight success. They want everything now, but the true key to transformation lies in the everyday small steps. It's easy to get discouraged when the progress isn't obvious right away, but when you compound these small daily improvements, the results can be extraordinary. Improving by just 1% every day means you're focusing on consistent growth. It means being better than yesterday, no matter how small the improvement. Over time, this small progress adds up and creates monumental change. That's how mastery is built. It's a process. Remember, it's not about the giant leaps, it's about those steady steps. 1% improvement each day doesn't seem like much at first, but over a year, you've made an enormous leap. So where do you start? Start by making a decision to get better every day. Start by being intentional about your habits, your mindset, and your actions. Let me give you an example. Think about your health. If you just made a 1% improvement to your diet or exercise routine each day, you'll be amazed by how much healthier you'll be a year from now. This isn't about drastic changes, it's about discipline, consistency, and the power of incremental growth. The same principle applies to your personal and professional life. Whether it's your relationships, your career, or your mindset, focus on becoming just 1% better each day. Every small improvement stacks up, and you'll wake up one day to realize that you've transformed your life. The key is persistence. Stick with it, and you'll see how powerful a commitment to constant, small improvement can truly be. So what's the first step? It's deciding to make that small improvement today. That's how transformation begins. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Commit to improving just 1% every day, and that consistency will create extraordinary results over time. Small daily improvements compound into massive transformations. What seems insignificant now will snowball into remarkable progress in the future. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now. Small daily actions lead to success, but only if you begin today, not someday. Focus on what you can control: your habits. Outcomes will follow when you consistently practice the right habits each day. Personal growth isn't a destination, it's a continuous journey. Improving 1% every day keeps you moving forward and expanding your potential. Celebrate small wins. When you improve just 1% today, you create momentum that drives you toward your bigger goals. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. It's your daily commitment to improving that will set you free from mediocrity. Don't expect overnight success. Be patient with the process. The power of 1% improvement lies in consistency, not speed. Failures will happen, but they are part of the process. Each setback offers a lesson that contributes to your 1% improvement. True transformation starts in the mind. The way you think shapes the actions you take. If you believe you can improve 1% every day, you'll prove yourself right. The journey to success doesn't require perfection, it requires consistency. Perfection is a myth. It's an unrealistic standard that many people set for themselves, only to be disappointed when they inevitably fall short. But here's the truth: success is built not on perfection, but on the steady, consistent effort you put forth each day. When you focus on being consistent, showing up, doing the work, day after day, you're creating the foundation for long-term growth. It doesn't matter if you're not perfect, as long as you're consistently doing something positive, no matter how small. Whether it's reading, exercising, or working on your goals, it's that daily effort that will compound over time and lead to the results you desire. You see, perfection often leads to procrastination. People wait for the perfect moment, or they delay action until they feel they can do something perfectly. But the problem with that is that waiting for the perfect moment means nothing gets done. You've got to do the work, and you've got to do it consistently, even if it's not perfect. The only thing that matters is that you're moving forward, even if it's just a little bit each day. Remember, success doesn't come in giant leaps. It's built in the quiet moments, the ordinary days when you decide to show up and put in the effort. Focus on making progress, not on making things perfect. It's that consistent daily action that leads to growth and eventually success. Perfection will never get you there, but consistency will. The key is to show up every day, keep going, and trust that the results will follow. The compound effect is one of the most powerful forces in achieving lasting success. It's the principle that small, consistent actions, when repeated over time, have an exponential impact. It's not about doing everything at once, but about doing the right things, even in small doses, consistently. Think about it, a tiny step, a small improvement every day. Doesn't seem like much at the moment. It might feel insignificant. But over time, these little actions compound. Day after day, that small 1% improvement adds up. And eventually you look back and realize how far you've come. It's the same as putting a small amount of money into an investment account every week. At first, it doesn't seem like much, but over months and years, the interest starts to pile up, and you see the results of your discipline. What makes the compound effect so powerful is that the results aren't always immediately visible. At first, you might not see any big changes, and that can be discouraging. But the truth is, those small efforts are working in your favor. You're building momentum, establishing habits, and reinforcing your progress. You just have to trust that it's working. The bigger changes and results will show up when you least expect them. The secret is persistence. Keep doing the right things, even when you don't see the rewards right away. Over time, you'll start to see how the compound effect works in your favor. Your efforts will accumulate and multiply, and you'll reach levels of success you once thought were out of reach. It's the small, consistent actions you take today that will determine the success you enjoy tomorrow. So don't overlook the power of small improvements. The compound effect is what turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. Every small decision you make, every small action you take is part of a bigger picture. Stay focused, stay committed, and watch as these small steps create the life you desire. So often we find ourselves waiting for the right moment to get started. We think, I'll start tomorrow or next week, things will be perfect, and then I'll make my move, but here's the truth, tomorrow is always just a little bit further down the road. The best time to begin is now. There's no such thing as the perfect moment. And the reality is, if you keep waiting, you'll find yourself in the same place a year from now wishing you had started today. Success doesn't happen when everything aligns perfectly. It happens when you make the decision to act now, regardless of the conditions around you. The power lies in starting, even if you don't feel fully prepared. There will always be challenges, always be distractions, always be reasons to wait. But waiting only holds you back. The longer you wait, the further you push your dreams away. The key is taking that first step. It's the momentum you create by starting today that will carry you forward. It's easy to overthink things, to talk yourself out of action, but the truth is, the moment you decide to take that first step, you're already ahead of most people who are still waiting for the perfect time. Time doesn't stop. Every day that passes is a day you could have made progress. It's a day you could have worked towards your goals, taken a step closer to your dreams, or built a new habit. The difference between those who achieve and those who don't is often as simple as the ability to take action now, not tomorrow. When you start today, you're making a commitment to your future. You're building the discipline, the habits, and the mindset that will carry you to your goals. But if you wait for tomorrow, you'll lose precious time that you can never get back. So stop putting off what you can do today. Start now, and let the momentum of your actions create the future you desire. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll see results. Too many people focus on the outcomes, the big goals, the grand achievements, and forget that the key to success lies in the daily habits they cultivate. It's easy to get caught up in the end result, thinking that success is only defined by the big wins. But the reality is, it's not the end result that shapes your future. It's the little things you do every day that build the foundation for success. If you want to change your life, focus on creating the right habits. Habits are the building blocks of your destiny. The key isn't to obsess over the end result, but to consistently practice the actions that lead to that result. When you focus on your habits, you take control of the process, and the results will follow. For example, if your goal is to get in better shape, don't obsess over the number on the scale or the perfect body you envision. Instead, focus on the habits: showing up to the gym, eating healthy, drinking water, getting enough sleep. When you focus on these small, consistent actions, the outcomes naturally fall into place. The results won't be immediate, but they'll come if you stick to the process. The same principle applies to your career, your relationships, and your mindset. It's not the big promotion, the large paycheck, or the fancy title that will make you successful. It's the daily habits of excellence, the small efforts you put in every day that will get you there. Reading for 15 minutes a day, staying disciplined in your work, improving your communication with others, these are the things that matter in the long run. The big outcomes are simply the byproducts of the habits you cultivate. When you focus on habits, you give yourself the power to control your future. You can't control everything, but you can control your daily actions. Make sure those actions are aligned with the person you want to become. When you focus on becoming the right person, the right results will follow naturally. The key is to stop worrying about the outcome and start building the habits that will lead you there. Success isn't about having the perfect plan or waiting for the right time. It's about taking consistent, purposeful action every single day. Growth isn't a destination, it's a journey. Too many people look at success as something they'll reach someday once they've achieved a certain goal or crossed a particular finish line. But the truth is, success is a continual process. It's not about achieving one big thing and then resting on your laurels. It's about the constant evolution of who you are and what you do. When you embrace growth as a journey, you stop thinking of success as an event and you begin to understand it as a lifelong pursuit. Each step forward, no matter how small, is part of a bigger picture. Every setback, every challenge, every mistake you make is an opportunity to learn, improve, and grow. And that's the beauty of it. There's always something new to discover, something to learn, and a new version of yourself to become. Too often, people get discouraged when they don't see immediate results, but growth takes time. It's a process that happens little by little. Like planting a seed and watching it slowly sprout, the progress can be slow and gradual, but over time, it's remarkable how far you've come. It's not about rushing to the finish line. It's about enjoying the ride, learning along the way, and consistently becoming better than you were yesterday. The key is to make progress, not perfection. When you focus on the journey and the process of growing, the pressure of the end result fades. You don't have to have it all figured out today. What matters is that you're moving forward, developing yourself in the right direction, and learning from each step along the way. Remember, growth doesn't come from avoiding the hard times. It comes from facing them, learning from them, and using them as stepping stones. The setbacks are just part of the journey. The failures don't define you, they refine you. And each time you keep moving, you're getting closer to the person you're meant to become. So don't rush. Embrace the journey of growth. Keep learning, keep improving, and keep moving forward. Success isn't a single event you reach at some point in the future. It's an ongoing journey. And the most important thing is that you're on the path, doing the work and evolving every day. The power of small wins is something that far too many people overlook. We live in a world that often emphasizes big, dramatic victories, the major milestones that signal success. But here's the truth: the small wins, those little victories you achieve day by day, are the ones that truly build momentum and set you up for long-term success. Each small win, no matter how insignificant it seems in the moment, adds to your confidence, strengthens your discipline, and reinforces your commitment to your goals. They may not grab headlines, but they're the foundation upon which all larger successes are built. Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but the more it rolls, the bigger it gets. That's what small wins do. They create a snowball effect in your life. The more you rack up these little victories, the more motivation and energy you'll have to pursue even bigger goals. When you focus on accumulating small wins, you shift your mindset. You stop waiting for some perfect grand moment of success and start appreciating the progress you're making every single day. Each step forward is a victory. Each time you show up, do the work, and stay disciplined, you win. And those wins, however small, start to add up. Over time, they create a pattern, a habit of success that becomes harder and harder to break. The beauty of small wins is that they don't require perfection. You don't have to get everything right to celebrate. It's about showing up, doing your best, and committing to the process. Each time you do, you're building the kind of success that lasts. The key is to keep stacking those wins day by day, and soon you'll look back and realize how far you've come. In fact, it's the consistent accumulation of these small wins that helps you keep going through the tough times. When you've built a track record of success, even small, you know you're capable. You know that no matter what obstacles come your way, you've already proven that you can overcome them one small win at a time. So don't dismiss the small victories. Celebrate them. Recognize their power. Because in the end, it's not the big, flashy wins that define your success. It's the steady, consistent collection of small wins that will carry you to where you want to go. Discipline is often seen as something restrictive, something that holds us back from enjoying life, but the reality is discipline is the key to true freedom. Without discipline, we are at the mercy of our impulses, our distractions, and our circumstances. It's only when we embrace discipline that we gain control over our lives and start to experience real freedom. Think about it. Discipline is the foundation of everything that we want to achieve. It's the daily commitment to doing the things that are necessary, even when we don't feel like doing them. Whether it's waking up early, sticking to a workout routine, or maintaining focus on your goals, it's the disciplined actions done consistently over time that create the results you desire. Now, you might be wondering, how does this give me freedom? Well, the freedom comes when you've mastered the habits and actions that lead to success. When you've disciplined yourself to make the right choices, to take the right actions, you no longer have to worry about getting off track. You've created a structure in your life that supports your dreams, and that structure gives you the freedom to focus on what really matters. When you choose discipline, you are choosing to take control of your time, your energy, and your life. The more disciplined you become, the more opportunities you have. You'll find yourself with more time to focus on the things you truly care about because you're no longer wasting energy on distractions or excuses. People often think that freedom means doing whatever you want, whenever you want. But that kind of freedom is fleeting. It's the discipline to act with purpose, the discipline to say no when necessary, and the discipline to stay on course that provides you with the true freedom to pursue your goals and dreams without being derailed by temptation or adversity. Discipline isn't a burden, it's the key to unlocking the life you truly want. It's the freedom to live life on your terms, not based on external circumstances or the whims of the moment. When you discipline yourself, you take control, and that control is the very thing that allows you to live freely and fully. So embrace discipline in all areas of your life, and you'll find that the freedom you seek was always within your reach. Patience is often underestimated in a world that values instant results, quick fixes, and immediate gratification. We're all conditioned to want things right now, but the truth is, the best things in life take time. If you want lasting success, you have to understand the power of patience. It's not about waiting around idly, it's about trusting the process and giving things the time they need to grow. One of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting immediate results. They put in the effort for a short period of time and then get discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as they hoped. But real success doesn't come overnight, it comes from the steady, consistent actions taken over time. Every day you're planting seeds, and you might not see the fruits of your labor right away. But if you stay patient, if you keep nurturing those seeds, eventually they will grow. Think about how a tree grows. It doesn't shoot up overnight. It starts as a small seed, but with the right conditions, consistent care, patience, and time, it eventually grows into something strong and enduring. Your goals are like that tree. The more you focus on building the right habits, doing the right work, and staying committed, the more you'll see that growth, even if it's not visible right away. Patience is what allows that process to unfold naturally. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. If you rush the process, you might miss the lessons, the small wins, and the growth that come along the way. Patience teaches you to embrace the journey, to enjoy the process of becoming, and to trust that the results will come when the time is right. It's not about forcing things or trying to make them happen on your timeline. It's about working hard, staying focused, and giving yourself the grace to allow things to unfold. So don't be discouraged when things take longer than you expected. Understand that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Be patient with yourself and with the process. Trust that your efforts are building a foundation for something far greater than you can see right now. In time, your patience will pay off, and the results you've worked so hard for will materialize. Stay patient, stay focused, and keep moving forward. Failure is often seen as something to avoid, something to be ashamed of. But the reality is, failure is one of your greatest teachers. It's not something to fear, it's something to embrace, because every failure carries with it a lesson that can move you closer to success. The key is in how you respond to failure. Most people let failure defeat them, but successful people see it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. Every time you fail, you are given a chance to evaluate your approach, reassess your strategy, and adjust your course. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned, but it's in those moments of struggle that you learn the most about yourself and your ability to persevere. Failure shows you what doesn't work, which is just as valuable as knowing what does. It's like testing a recipe. If one ingredient doesn't work, you adjust it until you get the right combination. The important thing is to not let failure define you. It's not who you are, it's what you did, and you can always do better next time. Every failure is simply a stepping stone to greater success. It's not the failure itself that matters, but what you do after it. Do you quit, or do you learn, adjust, and keep moving forward? The choice is yours, and the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often the ability to embrace failure as part of the journey. Success isn't built on avoiding mistakes, it's built on learning from them. The more failures you experience, the more opportunities you have to learn and improve. Each failure gives you valuable insight into what works and what doesn't, and that insight is what leads to greater success in the future. So don't run from failure. Don't avoid it. Embrace it. Learn from it. And use it as fuel to propel you forward on your journey towards your goals. In fact, the more you embrace failure as a lesson, the less afraid you become of it. It becomes just another part of the process. It's not something to be feared, but something to be understood and used to your advantage. Every successful person has failed multiple times. The difference is they didn't let failure stop them, they let it teach them. And you can do the same. Failure is simply the price you pay for progress. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll be able to move past it and on to your next big success. If you want to change your life, the first place to start is with your mindset. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world, and it determines how you respond to every challenge, every opportunity, and every success. If you want to see different results, you have to think differently. A shift in your mindset is the foundation of any meaningful transformation. Your current mindset is a reflection of everything you've learned up until now, but the truth is, many of the beliefs and patterns you've adopted may be limiting you. They might be holding you back from reaching your full potential. You need to be willing to challenge those beliefs, to ask yourself, what am I thinking? And is this thought serving me? Because your thoughts shape your actions and your actions create your results. The first step in transformation is realizing that your mindset is under your control. You have the power to choose how you think, how you respond, and how you approach challenges. If you change the way you think about yourself and your potential, you'll change the way you approach everything else. When you start to believe in your ability to succeed, in your worthiness of success, and in your capacity for growth, you'll naturally take the actions necessary to create that success. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset tells you that your abilities are set in stone, that your current situation is the best it will ever be. But a growth mindset tells you that you are capable of learning, improving, and adapting no matter where you start. With a growth mindset, every setback becomes a lesson, every challenge becomes an opportunity, and every effort you put in becomes an investment in your future. Transformation begins when you decide to stop letting old patterns of thinking control your life. You have to take responsibility for your mindset and intentionally change it. This doesn't mean everything will happen overnight. It takes time and consistent effort. But once you commit to transforming your mindset, you'll begin to notice the small shifts in how you see the world and how you approach your goals.